Hi, welcome to Talk About here on Shaw TV North Island. My name is John Twigg. We've got a busy show today. I want to start, well, first of all, we're going to deal with the Willow Point Hall, but we have some news. The Campbell River Storm have become BC champions, and we had the Storm captain and the commentator on at the first show we've done this year, actually. So congratulations to the Storm. And then there's a bit of news today from the city, today as we're recording this, of course. They've bought two properties in on the waterfront at 855 South Island and 1047 South Island. They're going to rent them for a while, but down the road, they're going to be park space. And that relates to our guests today from the Willow Point Lions, Tom McKenzie and Bud Adams. Thank you both for coming in. How are you doing?
Good, you? Bud is not from the Lions Club.
I'm not from Lions.
Oh, okay.
I've just lived here 100 years or more.
Yeah. Bud knew my grandmother. Anyway, Tom is president of the Willow Point Lions, and they have the Willow Point Hall, which is 76 years old, and it needs some changes. Tom, what's the story?
The history of the hall?
Well, yeah, you can do the history, and then you're having a meeting as we're recording this afternoon about its future. So, yeah, tell us the history and what's up.
Well, the Lions took over the hall from the Campbell River Community Club in 1986.
Uh-huh.
And Bob Joy used to do the bingos there, and then we helped her with the bingos, and then age sets in like it does with all of us, and they had to abandon the Willow Point Community Club, and the Lions took it over.
Mm-hmm.
And since '86, we've maintained the hall and spent a lot of money on it, keeping it updated. And we have heritage on it now, so it's going to stay there.
Yeah.
We got that about 4 years ago.
Yeah, there was talk about tearing it down, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But you beat that.
We have now, yeah.
Yeah, you stopped it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the reason we did that.
Yeah.
Because at one time when the city expanded the roadway through Willow Point, they came up with a plan, and the Willow Point Hall was a fountain.
Huh.
Yeah, Plan 1.
Plan A.
Yeah.
Well, let's try Plan B. Yeah.
So that put us on a path that we want to save the old girl, and it's a really vocal point of Willow Point, and it deserves to be, preserved, and it's I don't know, I guess the older you get, the more you lean towards these kind of things, and I just that's my life ambition, is to save the Willow Point Hall and have it refurbished and back to its original state.
Yeah.
Basically.
Good. Well, Bud, can you give us some of the long-term history of the hall?
Well, when my family moved here in '39, it was being built. We came in the fall of '39, and I guess it was the next summer or something like that before it was finished. I think it was all volunteer labor, and it just a lot of things went on there at the time. There was the Ladies Lighthouse Circle was in existence then, and they worked hard for the hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a kitchen in there and also a pretty good performing stage, as I recall.
Yeah, that performance stage wasn't put on until after the hall was the last edition.
Yeah.
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 And I forget just exactly what year that was.
Well, it was built in this picture here. Do you want me to show it?
Sure, tilt it up.
This picture here is the original picture of the hall in 1940 when it was opened for
Oh, my goodness.
open for business.
Okay, we got that? Yes, we do.
Okay, and then I know this because I've gone through these books dozens of
Yeah,
times.
these are books of the records. I mean, I'll just open this and see what it... Let's just see. Record. Turn it upside down. Minutes from 1960. You know, that looks like my grandmother's writing.
This is
actually.
one of the original books we found. It's 1943 of the minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But going back to Hall,
I think it's Ruby's writing.
and then in 1948-49, they added the same size the hall on the would have been the east end of it, I guess, or the south end. And then in Bud's dad lent them the money to do that. It's all in the minutes. And then in 51, 52, they put on the, would be the north end, they took the entrance off, and then they put a basement under and raised the foundation up, and put the stage in, and the back end of the north end of the hall on then.
Yeah.
And then that's what Bud was involved in then when they did the floor in 1951-52,
Wow.
the plywood floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there used to be pretty hot dances in there, I think.
Yeah, at one time, yeah.
Tell us about that.
You was at a few.
If you remember them, you weren't there?
Yeah, no, I was there. At the end, the dances got kind of rough, and we had problems with fights and
Oh, dear.
things like that. And
Yeah. But you had big acts. I mean, Tom Connors came through, Stompin' Tom.
yeah, that was, I don't know what
Probably
year.
in the 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah. Who would perform there in, say, the 50s?
I don't think there was really any celebrities
No.
there in the 50s at all, no.
Yeah.
They used to get a lot of bands out of Courtney
Oh,
coming up here
okay.
to play.
Yeah,
What
they,
else would we hear?
Saturday night dances were always by the Four Kings Orchestra. It was Mrs. King and three other.
Huh.
She had a saxophone, a drummer, and an accordion player, I think it was.
Yeah. Well, I know more recently you do a Mother's Day pancake breakfast. How long has that been going?
It's been going at the hall since we got the hall in 1986, but
Oh, I got a note here, the 23rd year.
23rd year,
Yeah.
since '86. But the Lions have been doing that pancake breakfast. Any place we could find a place to do it.
Yeah.
Since the Lions were incorporated in '78, we started, and then we
Okay.
started
Yeah.
looking for a place to go, and this was perfect
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
And it's been
Now, Willow Point Lions is not the same as Campbell River Lions, I think.
no, it's not. No,
No. Campbell River Lions, they run some residences? Is
they
that-
have the senior housing on Dogwood Street.
Okay.
They run that, manage that, and they
Yeah.
have a sixplex up on Dogwood, up across from
Yeah.
the neighborhood pub.
Yeah. And what does Willow Point Lions specialize in?
Anything we can do to raise money.
Yeah.
We do. We did bingos years ago when we took over the hall.
Yeah.
We raised pretty good money at that, and then of course when the government took that over. The first year we did it, or the first year they took it over, we got a grant for $55,000, and that's how much we used to make. That's how much we used to put back in the community.
Yeah.
It wasn't long after that, it went down to 36,000,
Yeah.
and then down to 24,000. Now it's
Yeah.
down to $18,000. So
Yeah,
it's dropped.
that's a provincial trend, and like the amount that I think it's the city gets from Chances Gaming has been going down too. Government, you know, if they can get their hands on it, they just take a little more each
Yeah.
year and a little more each year. Pretty soon there's
And
virtually nothing.
with the 18,000, we give it, or 18.5. We've got a list of people that need that money, and it's
Yeah.
well received, and it's the need is out there, and we just got cut down. We got cut off.
Yeah.
We're reappealing right now, but as
Oh,
of right
good.
now, we don't have the
Yeah.
grant.
Now, the Kinsman, no, was it the Kidney Walk? Was that Lions or Kinsman?
Kinsman, but we helped out with the hall.
Okay.
Served coffee and that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
last year was the first year we became involved in the Shoreline Arts carving.
Yes.
We opened the hall for the week, and we're serving hot dogs, hamburgers,
Yeah.
place to come and get out of the sun or out of the rain, whatever it was doing, and
Yes.
have a pop. And it's worked out very well.
Yeah,
And
we had Marcia Mackay on in the previous show, I won't say last week, and she was telling us about there's maybe going to be more interaction in this year's Shoreline Arts too.
Yes, yeah, there is, yeah.
Yeah. What kind of, do you know what is on tap for that? At the
Um,
hall?
For the Shoreline Arts,
Yeah, isn't there a banquet or something? Or for the dinner for the carvers?
I haven't heard that, but
Okay.
then that's the Carvers.
Yeah.
She belongs to the Carvers too, so
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything about
yeah,
that.
yeah. All right.
Last-
What's happening at council tonight? There's a committee meeting that you're presenting
We're
at.
proposing this to the city that they buy the Willow Point Hall from the Willow Point Lions for the appraised tax value, and then we will in turn put all the money back into the hall to restore the hall.
Yeah,
Plus, with the money that we get, you can leverage grants from the heritage societies, but if you don't have the money, you can't get money.
right.
It's the way the world works.
Yeah, the charitable people will match it if somebody else does it first.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
with that money, hopefully, we have a quote on raising the hall, and just to raise the hall, to put a foundation on it, is $46,000.
Well, that sounds reasonable, actually, for raising a building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the same people that did the Sybil Andrews, Nickel Brothers.
Yeah. And there's an architect you have involved, Jonathan Yardley, okay.
This-
He did the Sybil Andrews, and now he's recommending the drop ceiling inside the hall be removed. And I guess lots of other things.
Well, that's just one of this book here is,
Oh, yeah?
is a
Oh, excellent.
conservation heritage plan.
Okay.
And it's all kinds of stuff to go back to the heritage, original heritage, the stuff that has to be done, and that's one that he recommends is
Yeah,
the heritage. It's just safety that we put a foundation under it, for one thing, but
yeah.
he wants us to take the siding off, put board and bat siding on, put shakes back on the roof.
Okay.
On that too, you can see that.
Put shakes on the roof
Yeah,
and
Like it originally
siding
had,
on the.
and
thing.
board and bat on the
Yeah.
take the vinyl off.
Yeah, but you know, when you look at the original building there, I mean, that's basically planks.
No, that was board and bat.
Oh, okay.
Cedar boards and
Oh,
the, you know, the
cedar.
boards, and then the bats go down between the middle.
Oh,
Yeah.
so actually, I mean, I wonder sometimes about heritage preservations that, like they're trying to save a lost cause, but that has some durability then.
Oh yeah, this has been 76 years in a state that's in with no foundation. So
Yeah.
imagine how long it'll last once it's redone,
Yeah,
you know.
and the dance floor that's in there, does it still bounce?
Well, yeah, if there's some of the pictures in here, it's original blocks from the beach,
Huh,
and the old, they're 6x8s, but they're straight grain fir.
huh,
They're huge, and it's where the join of the two halls in here,
yeah.
that's where there's a dip.
Oh,
And that's why people love the hall, because the floor would go with get it full of dancing. The
Yeah.
floor would go with the
yeah,
with the dancers.
yeah. And I gather the kitchen's gonna get a dishwasher. What a novel concept. You're-
Actually, we have quite a few dishwashers in there now.
Yeah, they all do it by hand.
Yeah. I think it works quite well, but
Yeah,
we just received a grant from the Horizon Society for $24,500
yeah.
to upgrade our kitchen.
Huh. So what does the city need to do? What do you want? I think you told me, but I'd like to hear it again.
They have a oh, it's a long title for the people that sit on these committees and decide who, if they should proceed to council with this commission,
Yeah.
and that's what we're proposing to it tonight.
So the city would buy the hall and lease it back to the Lions? Like the Tide Mark?
No. We would just, we try and set up an operating agreement that the Lions would continue to operate the hall with no cost to the city, and we would maintain to the
Okay.
minor maintaining of the hall,
Yeah.
and we would still raise money to keep the hall going, and plus we would continue to raise money because we'd like to see that between the hall and Sybil Andrews, that all an area dressed with a gazebo down on the beach, and it
Yeah,
could be a beautiful heritage corner of Willow Point.
yeah.
It could be really nice.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm intrigued by this concept of having I think Marcia called it a carving walk, which would extend all the way from, I guess, maybe even north of 855 South Island, and go all the way down and finish at the back of the hall there. But every year the Shoreline Arts Carving Contest produces dozens of beautiful pieces. And sometimes it's, there's a few left over that they haven't placed around the city. And some of the better ones, if they were put in a really good spot, that could become a tourist attraction.
We applied for one last year, but we didn't get it. They were all
Yeah.
spoken for.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
first people that get them are the people that put money up for the carving.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
they get first
Yeah.
choice at it, and then
Yeah.
the city gets what they want.
yeah.
We wanted to put one would be the north corner of the hall when you're coming
Okay.
down. Put one in there, it'd be a great place for one.
Yeah. Bud, you've seen a lot of things come and go here. What do you see about the tourism trends around Willow Point?
Well, I don't think it's varied very much over the years. Actually,
Yeah.
Willow Point has never had a big draw for tourism.
Yeah.
Years ago we got quite a bit of business from the the trailer camp at the foot of the hill and that, but there was a lot of Americans came there then.
The trailer park at the foot of the hill.
Yeah, but it was all Ferndale Trailer Park it was called.
Oh, really? Is that near where the Marina Hotel used to be?
No,
Oh.
it's just right at the foot of the Campbell River Hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Is that still Willow Point? I guess so.
Well, I don't know. I didn't,
Yeah.
but that's about the closest tourist thing there
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Well, what have you seen? What were some of the big changes in Willow Point? And I'm thinking like Discovery Foods opening, or I don't know. What in your mind is some of the highlights of Willow Point's evolution?
Well, when my dad first opened the store in Willow Point, you stand on the steps, you couldn't see another building except the garage that was next door.
Huh? So there was just like no houses?
No, there was, but you couldn't see them for trees.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did it start developing?
Actually, the whole community started developing, and first the dam was built, and then the mill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of like after the war?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when I was first in Campbell River, there was a big push to get the Willow Point Highway beautified, and the services underground and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was a fight. Were you involved in that?
No, I wasn't.
No.
No, I just lived there, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
We all paid a certain frontage tax for that thing.
yeah. There was a Willow Point Business Improvement Association.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I think they've done a lot of good, though. For
Yeah,
the
they've done all
community.
right. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Tom, does the Lions work with the BIA?
The only thing we used to do with them was they had their dances, Christmas parties at our
Okay.
hall, but other than that, no. But when you're talking about putting the road through there,
Yeah.
years ago, you used to be able to line cars up parked out faced into the hall.
Oh, yes.
Now you can't, it's 2 steps from the sidewalk to the hall,
Yeah.
and it's,
So they enlarged the highway and took away the parking.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. What kind of parking is there behind the building?
well, behind the building, we got a little bit, but they tore that old house down. The city bought that property next to Sybil Andrews,
Okay.
and then there was a bunch of old bush and old trees and that in the lines. We cleaned that all out, and we backfilled full gravel onto the city. So now there's quite a bit of parking in there for Sybil Andrews, anybody who
Okay.
wants to go down to the beach.
Yeah.
That's what I hope will happen if we can amalgamate with the city and Sybil Andrews, and that, I can
Yeah.
just see it in my mind, that could be gorgeous in there.
Yeah, that's, I think, kind of the trick, is like you've got the Shoreline Arts at Frank James Park, that's what they call it. And then you got the Sybil Andrews Cottage, and then is there a private residence in between, or are they about
No,
to-
there used
no.
to be, but the city had
Okay.
owned that for years, and then they tore
Right.
it down. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay.
That's what they
Yeah.
wanted to make parking.
But the city, we could make a really nice little nook, sort of, in the community
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's been one of my
yeah,
plans for
yeah.
years.
There's a nice little park down at it's not really behind Discovery Foods, but there's a big apartment building down on the water.
End of Adams Road.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Your road.
Yeah.
That's where they get the name.
Yeah, that was after my mom and dad. Yeah.
Huh. Where did they come from?
Well, Saskatchewan, Elrose, Saskatchewan.
Well, I think I've been there.
Yeah.
I was 10 years in Saskatchewan, paid my dues. But yeah, so do you have siblings?
Yes, I've got 2 sisters live
Yeah.
here.
Are they still in town too?
Yeah. Peggy,
okay.
she's married to Skip McDonald,
Oh, yes.
and
Yeah.
my sister Marion, she's a widow, and
Okay,
they're both
Yeah.
in Berwick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still at home?
Yeah.
No, in Willow Point?
Right. Yeah. I've been in my house for 60 years. So.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you feel good about the evolution of Willow Point?
Yeah, in a way, yeah, but change is the hard thing sometimes for You know,
Yeah.
you look back and
Yeah, the coming of the liquor store.
yeah.
Was that good or bad, or
Oh,
sort of?
I
just-
don't think it hurt. No.
Yeah, and then there's the plaza there. Was that a?
Well, we started that. My dad, folks and myself started that.
Huh. Now, is that the one Discovery Foods is on, or the one?
That's
with,
right, yeah.
Okay. So, what's the history of the one where the insurance is, and the coffee shop, and the liquor store? Where did that come from?
Well, that was all the one same piece of property,
Yeah,
and
that wasn't yours though.
at one time
Oh,
it
it
was,
was?
yes.
Really? How much land did you have?
Well, my dad bought 6 acres there originally, and then some of it was sold, and
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah, yeah. Well, what do you think of the shoreline arts, the carving?
oh, good. It's
Yeah.
terrific, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go down there every day, or just sort of once a week?
Well,
or-
I'm down there every second day or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just
Yeah.
have to walk down the road.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, the quality of the work. But as we were saying in the previous show, though, it's drawing people
Oh,
to
sure
the
it
city
is, yeah.
at a slow time. You know, in early June, I think it was at mid.
Well,
June.
it's
runs
July.
July 1st weekend is the end of
Okay.
it. Yeah.
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 But it's I hope it does well. Well, is there something you'd like to add about the hall that we haven't talked about, or you want to reiterate?
One thing we're doing at the hall, and if I can show this, we're raising
Sure.
money,
Yes.
is we're selling these signs,
Okay.
reflective signs for highway signs.
Oh, yes.
And we make them, we get the numbers and everything, we make them up as we get orders.
Oh, so if your house address is
That's the hall, that's the hall's number,
33.
right? That's the Willow Point Hall's number
yeah,
there.
but anybody can get one
Yeah.
for their own residence.
We can do 3 or 5, 3, 4, or 5. And if you want it this way, it's fine, or if you want the
Okay.
numbers on the front and the back, we can do that too.
Oh, really? How?
Yeah.
So where do people find those?
You can phone me,
Oh, yeah. You want to put your phone number on the air?
sure, 923
Yeah.
6355
6355, and that's area code
250.
250. Okay. Well, that's good. You know, having a visible sign, an easily visible sign on your property can save your life in an emergency. And like I was out earlier today taking photos of the properties that the city just bought, hoping that they're going to fit into a waterfront park that's going to be a long walkway, a really long walkway, and it'll have the carvings involved too. But I had trouble finding one of the properties because the address was not prominent. And so if you're having a health emergency and you call 911 and they say, come to my house, and you give them the number and they can't see it, well, that might be too late. So, yeah, how much are these?
$40?
$40.
Yeah.
Well, but that's some.
Well, it
don't-
cost us 20 to make, so we're making
Yeah.
20, and that's going to the Willow Point Restoration Fund for the hall.
Okay. Are you doing other things for Willow Point Restoration fundraising?
We do a lot of bars,
Yeah.
and it's rented like 5 days a week. Different parties in it. And
Yeah, you had actually the spiritual church in there.
Church was in there. They found a new place. The OEPs were
Yeah.
exercise group was in there. No, they found a new place, but it's
Yeah.
still a busy. We just
Yeah.
did the Ann Young Dinner Theater for 3 days,
Well,
and any money raised in the hall is going back into the hall.
well, how many people in the Willow Point Lions Club?
There's 25 members.
Oh, that's not much.
No, it's
No. So you need more members too.
yeah, more good working members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you have to live in Willow Point to be active?
No. Actually, it's probably going to come in the near future that Campbell River and Willow Point are going to meld together.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, would you have to then take over managing the real estate that they've got?
it would have to be a Lions Club,
Yeah.
not necessarily ours. They could go to Courtney and have Courtney do theirs if they
You could
wanted.
call it the Campbell Willow Lions.
Oh, no, we're going to stay the Willow Point Lions.
Oh, yeah?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. So how many days a year is the hall in use?
Oh, I couldn't.
2/3? 1/3?
I would say probably 60%.
Oh, that's excellent
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
facility like that.
Yeah. It's the cheapest rent in town.
Yeah.
It's $350 to rent that hall for a night.
350 a night?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's
pretty
on the
good.
weekends. You rent it by the hour, it's $35 an hour during the week for,
Really?
if the union want to have a meeting or something, it's $35 an hour, which is,
It just occurred to me, I now know why Walter Jakeway and the action team they had there, can't even remember their name now, but they had their election night there.
yeah.
Pretty quiet party.
A lot
But yeah, that's a great, 35 bucks an hour, and that gets you in, but that doesn't include kitchen help and stuff, I don't think. You have to do your own kitchens,
if-
or?
If they want to use the kitchen a little bit, some of that, it's fine, but if they want to rent the hall and then rent the kitchen, the stoves and the coolers and that kind of thing,
Yeah,
we charge $35 for the night, which is,
even that, yeah.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's a very reasonable place to have a
So
party.
if the building is saved and upgraded, you can maybe charge a little bit more, but everybody wins.
I think so.
Yeah,
That's what I'm proposing to the city tonight.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
good luck with that. Yeah. Okay, last chance. Bud, do you want to
Well,
add anything?
yeah, one thing that I don't think a lot of people know is that Willow Point Community Club, they bought the park, the Willow
Oh,
Point
yeah,
Park
yeah.
originally.
Huh?
And then they were having difficulties making the payments on it, and it was, the city took it over.
Yeah. Huh.
It's in the books. They bought it in 1968 and they sold it
Yeah.
or 60 and sold it in
Yeah.
1968.
Yeah. Are these now in the custody of the museum? Is that what's there?
They
or-
will be as soon as
Yeah.
this is over.
Yeah, because you donated a whole bunch of photos to the museum too, I think.
Yeah, Danny Brown has the photos.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, if there's anybody out there that wants to study up on the history of Willow Point and the Willow Point Hall, go to the Campbell River Museum, one of the best museums of its type in North America, if not the world. So, anyway, Tom McKenzie, Bud Adams, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure
I
having
would
you
just
on
like
to
to-
talk about. Is there something I missed?
I'd just like to emphasize is to keep the Willow Point Hall,
Yes.
support
Yeah.
the community.
Save the Willow Point Hall.
Save the Willow Point Hall. The
We'll
community
call this the
support.
episode "Save the Willow Point Hall."
Yeah.
We started the campaign here on Talk About Shaw TV North Island, and well, it's a pleasure. So, folks, there is another episode of Talk About here on Shaw TV North Island. If you'd like to view it again, we have a YouTube channel. And you can find that, Google Shaw TV North Island, and you'll get there. You can also go to my website, crnv.com, and I've got a list of the shows there that you can click the links on, and maybe if Matt helps me, I'll get the postings done sooner. Hi, Matt. Anyway, thank you, Shaw, for putting this on, and thank you for watching.